On the heels of a soon-to-be release of another big-ticket game, Take-Two Interactive has effectively, once again, exposed the Stadia haters. This one is going to be good. Man, oh man, let's get into it.
Stay sick cause I follow my gut. They say I was pushing my luck. I'ma push me a matte all black truck. Oh, I'm not sorry.
What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It's your boy MM2K back again with another episode of the Stadia Dosage. Do me a huge favor before we get into this one. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, rock those bells for notifications, please, so you know when your boy's dropping these doses. I appreciate all of y'all straight up. Y'all know the deal, y'all know the reason, and y'all know the slogan. I am not too proud to ask. Let's get into it. I'm in a singing mood, baby. You know what? You know what, y'all? Something just ain't right. Now, I know that was cringy. I know that was god awful. I know your eardrums are bleeding right now. And that's okay. I will send you some gauze. Here's the thing though. Why did I have to get into that god awful melody right then and there? That cringy, to carry those cringy notes? Because something just ain't right. It ain't. Something just ain't right. Now, where the hell did I get that from? For those of you that grew up, you know what I'm saying, in the era that I grew up, y'all know where that came from. That came from acclaimed R&B singer Keith Sweat. Now, for those of you that don't know who Keith Sweat is, Keith Sweat, you know what I'm saying, he smoothed over all the ladies, as we would say back in the day. You know what I'm saying? They just loved them some Keith Sweat, and a lot of guys would try to, you know, take Keith Sweat's swagger, and you know what I'm saying, to have their luck with the ladies, quote unquote, right? So I'm one from the school of hard knocks of Keith Sweat. Listen, I know all of his songs from the 80s and stuff like that, and that's one of his prominent songs. Something just ain't right. What ain't right? Well, let me show you. Let me show you something. See that? That is an article that was drafted by one of my least favorite sites. I can't lie. GameSpot. GameSpot is full of young whippersnappers that love games, that know how to put articulate words together, but 9 times out of 10, they don't know what the hell that they're talking about, and often more than not, they are always contradicting themselves. This is the same website that when they heard about the Xbox One X, they gawked at the need, quote unquote, of getting a 4K TV, but at the announcement of a PlayStation 4 Pro, they jumped all over themselves at the prospect of getting a 4K TV. So their biases and their issues, they heavily predominate what they write and what you'll see from them. So what they did is there was an investment call that included the CEO of Take-Two, Strauss Zelnick. He's also the head of CBS, I believe as well. The dude is a philanthropist, and if I said that right, he's a big-time moneymaker. And during this investment call, he had made some words about what would be reasonably deemed as the public perception by many in regards to Stadia's launch. That many people may feel that they as in Google Stadia, may have overpromised on some things. However, at the crux of his comments, which he made at the last 5 minutes of this or at this investors meeting, he said, look, we're good. We will make investments in cloud gaming where we deem it's necessary and where it makes sense for our business, period. We're only going to do it where it makes sense for our business. And then he wasn't asked about it, but he talked about the Game Pass model, which is often lumped in with streaming. Like he said, these are two totally different products and services. So let's not mix the two, for one. And for two, we're all in on cloud gaming where it makes sense for our business. We don't like the game subscription model. He said it doesn't make sense for his business. Especially the day and date model. He said our consumers will pay the full $60 or soon to be $70 retail price for our games. We look at the data, we know what they're going to buy. It doesn't make sense to us to be involved in a day and date formula. It hasn't worked for us, and we don't think it ever will. But streaming, it's cool. Stadia's cool wherever it makes sense, right? That was the crux of the meeting, but you didn't get that from these puke pundits. So it started off with GameSpot with this misleading article because they took out the salacious chunks of the meeting to hate on Google Stadia. And then you had more people that followed. People or publications like the Goof Site Screen Rant, where this was the MO that they ran with. Like all of us, Take-Two was disappointed with Google Stadia, right? That was the mantra that they were putting out there thanks to GameSpot. However, we at the broadbandbullies.com, we had to do our own research. We had to get to the truth. So in order to get to the truth, I sat with my good friend Clive Linden, you know what I'm saying? And we talked about what was actually said in this press conference. Now, Clive has historical background in this area. He has good lineage. He used to pen deals over games with PlayStation and so forth. So I said, I'm gonna talk to someone who's mature, that still don't mix Similac with their Cocoa Puffs. I'm gonna talk to somebody that got a little bit of maturity that can be truthful about this. So I sat down with Clive, and Clive educated me. And he educated all of you, if you were listening, on what was actually said during that press conference. And that's where we discovered, or not press conference, but in the investors meeting. And that's where we discovered that what he was saying is, basically, we at this moment, we're in on Google Stadia. We ain't got no issues with it. We didn't overshoot the moon in our expectations. Right now, our premier business model is, you know, what we see via consoles or hardware. Streaming may get to a point to where it's more predominant, but we know what it is. They are who we thought they were. You know what I'm saying? And we're okay with them. And Stadia makes sense as an added business model at the moment. It makes sense, so we're going to continue to invest. But when you look at these articles, you would get a prescription that they are upset with Stadia. So if they are upset with Stadia, and if you're to believe what GameSpot wrote, and the idiots like at places like Screen Rant wrote, then that would mean that the Take-Two CEO is not going to continue to invest in something that he feels he's disappointed in, right? Right? Then explain this. Here goes a tweet that I sent out earlier today. 2K21 officially announced for Stadia. Again, contrary to the fake tabloid style gaming news, 2K is good with the relationship with Stadia. CEO said himself they will only invest in cloud gaming where it makes sense for their business. P.S. Take-Two is not on GFN. And for those of you that need proof of this, proof is right here in the pudding. You can see current generation. You know, they got PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, PC, and Stadia. Now, people were looking at the fact that they didn't see it Stadia under next generation, meaning they won't get a next generation model. That's not true. Google has not announced Gen 2.0. So 2K is doing the right thing. They're not doing what EA is doing and all these other places are doing and overstepping their bounds and making comments out of order. They cannot announce next gen Stadia because Stadia hasn't announced next gen Stadia officially yet. So don't be dismayed by this. But nonetheless, it's coming to Stadia. Okay. So with that said, my friends, look at this. Look at this. You can't beat this with a stick. Okay. Again, this is why I say don't listen to the idiot herd. Google Stadia overpromised of what it could do. Just Sonic says the Stadia was an expanded, but it fell short of the ambition. Stadia, Take-Two was disappointed with Google Stadia. We exposed the truth sitting down with Clive Linden. And Clive was right. You know what I'm saying? The truth is always right. But Clive was right for exposing the truth. Hence why you see further investments in Stadia. And like I said before, Take-Two is not on GFN. Is GFN on there? Do I say GFN? I see no GFN. I see no GFN. None. So with that said, man, I just hope that everybody understands why, even if Stadia isn't your stick because you got some personal, I don't know, beliefs on gaming and you think holding the physical copy in your hands is going to cure sickness for the rest of the time. Whatever your hangups are, I'm not here to tell you what your purchasing decision should be. But at the very least, you should be informed. Like, let me give you an example. I may have not agreed with what the Nazis did, you know what I'm saying, back in World War II. But I know who the Nazis were. I know where their origins were. I know the Nazis are not from Cambodia, okay? I know that the head Nazi's name is Hitler, not Robertson, okay? I know that. I don't, just because I don't agree with something doesn't mean that I don't know the factual history or the facts behind that. Always be informed. And when you listen to these Similac mouth goofballs at GameSpot and these doofuses at Screen Rant, you are misinformed. So you gotta ask yourself a question at the end of the day, because this goes beyond me, this goes beyond this channel. Do you want to just belong? Or do you want to be informed? You gotta make a decision. Why? Because something just ain't right. And that's it from your boy MM2K. And yo, let me know what you think about what I had to say in the comment section below. Because like I always say, who cares what I think? But if you did like what I had to say, check out the links below to follow me. Those links will lead you to Broadband Bullies, PNTS Network, Hard Knock Digital Culture, and yes, the Stadia Dosage. And with all that said, hey y'all, enjoy the gaming. Keep sweat. I'm available for backup if you need me. You all have a wonderful, wonderful gaming day. Peace.